Skip it up and that up. So Blitzchung, who's a pro Hearthstone player, was banned after a Grandmasters match after he showed his support for the Hong Kong protests.
你就讲完那8个字，然后导播我们就结束，我们就什么也都不要聊了。然后你随时可以开始，头先低下来。
光复香港，时代革命。
Well, if you're thinking that every higher up over at Blizzard thinks that banning or suspending Blitzchung initially for a year was a good decision, nope. Overwatch director and Blizzard VP Jeff Kaplan thinks it's a terrible idea, and he wants to see Blitzchung's suspension reduced or eliminated. This is what he had to say in an interview with the Washington Post. I was relieved when they reduced his suspension, and I think the suspension should be reduced more or eliminated, but that's just me. I'm obviously a huge supporter of free speech. It's something that's very important to me. It got to me personally. I think the punishment was too harsh, and I was greatly relieved when they gave his money back. I think that was extremely important. And now Jeff explains when there were other reasons to ban pro players, it was more thought out than it was with Blitzchung. This is what he had to say about that. It's very telling. We had to deal with a few of them in Season 1 in particular, and that process usually takes about 4 or 5 days to make the decision. There was always a group of us involved in deciding what the punishment should be, and we would heavily devil's advocate every part of the decision. So I was actually shocked that such a harsh penalty was levied. We moved too quickly in our decision making, and then to make matters worse, we were too slow to talk with all of you. I think as individuals, we all have very different feelings about what happened in regards to the Hearthstone tournament and Blitzchung. There is a lot of very different reactions among all of us. Now look, I have to be objective and look at both sides and say to myself, is Jeff saying this because he doesn't want to seem like the bad guy and now after the fact wants to come out and be like, oh look, I was against Blitzchung being banned. I was against him being suspended. I was against his prize money being rescinded. I think his punishment should be reduced even more. Of course. You want to be on the right side of things. And yeah, he could totally be saying this because it's convenient to say it now where he was mum about it before. But it could also be exactly what he's saying. He's like, look, I was blindsided by this. It was like everyone snapped their fingers and Blitzchung was suspended and his prize money was rescinded. But whatever the case may be, now you have Blizzard VP coming out and saying, yeah, I don't think Blitzchung should be suspended, or at least his suspension should be reduced even more. I don't know what else you could say at that point. Blizzard, if you want to save face right now, if you want some positive press on your side, just let it go with Blitzchung. I get what J. Allen Brock's saying is he wants to keep politics separate and blah, 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 but it just doesn't seem like that. When the American University League who were like begging to be suspended in support of Blitzchung until they walked out. It wasn't until after they walked out in protest, then Blizzard was like, oh yeah, we'll suspend them because we have to be fair across the board. It just seems like you did this to appease China, and everyone sees through it. And whatever his intentions are, I'm glad that Jeff Kaplan is in support of Blitzchung's suspension being completely removed, or at least reduced even more. I think it's a good thing, and I hope that Blizzard listens. For the sake of the company, I hope that Blizzard listens. But we'll have to wait and see. This is Richard, Review Tech USA, signing out. Have a good one.